a giraffe and a horse walk into a bar? Well, they wouldn't have if you had set it up properly. Waka, waka, waka. Okay, fair enough. What I lack in comedic professionalism, I more than make up for in party planning. Everyone knows a great party starts with a very solid plan. I promise. I promise, don't flip that channel. It's gonna be great, I promise you. Today, I'm gonna show you how to set up a fantastic bar for your next soiree so it will maximize the success of your party while minimizing your stress. Sound good? Oh yeah, I think it does too. Well, hello friends, I'm Erin, the founder and Chief Sommelier here at the Wine Sisters. Welcome to our channel. This is the place where every week we show you how to eat, drink, and entertain like a pro. If you are coming back for more, it's so great to see you again. We thank you for joining us. And if you are new here, welcome. I hope you consider subscribing so you will be alerted to when we drop a new video every single week. But today I'm going to talk to you about setting up your home bar for your own party success. Right now we are at the start of the festive season. I feel like from Thanksgiving through to New Year's Eve, we are going to be crazy hosting and going to parties. So we really want to bring down that stress level so we can enjoy the most festive time of the year. And by the way, you might want to consider saving this video anyway, because even though we're talking about the holidays in this video, this will work for any time of year. Okay, so how to set up your bar. Let's start with the most important thing, shall we? What to serve. So we've long said this. We've been answering a ton of questions over on our Instagram. And if you haven't followed us on Instagram, you might want to consider giving us a follow. I've linked that in the show notes below. But we've been talking a lot on Instagram about what you should be serving at your parties. And here's our answer every single time. After 15, maybe almost 20 years of professionally throwing parties, here's what we know. This is a party. It is not a bar. So we think that you can really streamline this process because even though you might have somebody attending your soiree that has been brand loyal to, I don't know, XYZ Chardonnay since 1972, most people are going to drink what is there. And if they're not, don't invite them back.
We typically keep it streamlined, 1 red, 1 white, and 1 sparkling wine. We also really enjoy offering a welcome cocktail.
If you haven't seen our cocktail video on the apple cider sour, you can check it out right here. It's amazing. You can make it ahead. It's big batch. It's perfect for holiday entertaining. So get yourself 1 red, white, and sparkling, mix a themed cocktail, and if you're really feeling generous, probably put out 1 white spirit and 1 brown spirit.
We like gin and whiskey because that's what our crowds have a tendency to enjoy, but obviously you'll pick whatever it is that you like. Garnishes are always a nice touch. Whether it be citrus or festive berries, people like to pretty up their drink as they see fit.
Let's get to the nitty-gritty, how we're actually going to set up that bar. I like to set up the bar somewhere away from the kitchen, typically a dining room table or another table set up somewhere in the house. We all know that the party always ends up in the kitchen no matter what you do, so I always try my best to disperse the crowd throughout the whole party area.
So what you want to do is clear away the chairs so there's plenty of room on all sides so people can easily access any portion of the bar without having to line up.
I cannot stand lineups at a bar or anywhere else. So if you take away the chairs and just leave a whole 360 view so people can get the drinks that they want, that is absolutely perfect. Now we're going to move on to setting the table.
Normally I avoid tablecloths, but for a bar where spills can and will happen, it helps to avoid stains on wood surfaces or sticky messes on glass surfaces.
And by the way, speaking of stains, if you haven't yet checked out our video on the easiest way to get out red wine stains, I promise you they'll all come out with this method. Just check out this video right here as well. So now that we have our tablecloth on our table, we can begin building it up. Ice buckets. This is key, guys. You'll remember that last week when we went through our steps on how to set up your whole home to prepare for your guests coming over. Ice was a crucial one. And I know I sound like a broken record, but I am saying it again. Get enough ice. I estimate about 1 pound per person. That's going to work for both the ice buckets as well as the ice that you're going to need to shake up a cocktail, plus the ice that will actually go into a drink. Now, as for decoration, I know it's the festive season and we are all feeling the glittery buzz of the holidays, but I really keep my bar streamlined. There's enough going on that surface anyway, and if I am going to put anything out, I'm certainly avoiding glitter because glitter goes everywhere and people don't want it in their drinks. I also really avoid flame lit candles, and this one kind of speaks for itself, but the last thing you need is Aunt Ida's sateen blouse or Uncle Frank's ugly Christmas sweater getting lit aflame, right? Like nothing harshes a party vibe faster than setting your guests on fire. Keep the decorations to a minimum.
Obviously, you're going to need glassware and plenty of it. We typically try to recommend having 1 glass per person per hour. People break them, they get dirty, people lose them, etc.
Keep those polished glasses in a cupboard somewhere else so you can replenish on your bar, but make sure you have at least 1 glass per person to get the party started. If you missed our video on how to effortlessly polish your glasses to a sparkling shine, check out this video. You're really gonna like it. It works every single time. It's a little sommelier trick. And speaking of cleaning and keeping things nice and neat and tidy, don't forget the cocktail napkins. People will need that to mop up any spills as well as just remain proper and polite. And especially what I think is really nice, consider laying out a tray, not just on your bar, but maybe even scattered throughout your home. A little tray where people can put their used glasses and their used napkins. It keeps things nice and contained, and all you have to do is go around, pick up the tray, bring it into the kitchen and get rid of it so everything stays nice, streamlined, and it's elegant and easy to go. So there you have it, friends, our top 8 tips on how to set up a highly functioning, highly efficient, and totally stress-free bar for your next holiday party. I hope that you really found that useful. If you have any questions about today's video or any comments, please list them in the comments below. I promise I will get back to you as soon as I see them. And make sure you stay tuned to next week's video. So do hit that subscribe button and that bell so you can be alerted when we drop that video. You're gonna really wanna be here for that. This is a great one where I show you barware hacks. Not only the stuff that you could have to set up a really effective bar, but the stuff that you can use should you be missing a piece of equipment. It's really great. It's one of our favorites. You are going to love it. Don't forget to give us that like. Don't forget to give us a follow on Instagram. The link is below. And if you really want to get some awesome tips on how to eat, drink, and entertain like a pro delivered right to your inbox, I've also put in the link where you can sign up for our very free newsletter. So until next week, friends, stay well, drink better.